Good morning. Welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony. This show is about talking voiceover and helping the new and upcoming voiceover actor grow their business and sidestep all the crazy things that this guy seems to step on. I almost did the coffee time opening, as you can tell. But look, it's good to talk to you guys. Today, I want to talk to you about how to manage your schedule as a working voice actor or a working a job and being a voice actor. Okay, we're going to talk about your schedule because I find that one of the hardest things to do, especially early on in your voiceover journey, is to figure out how to manage your schedule. You know what I mean? So we're going to talk about that. First off, make sure, as always, you check out VO Journey Academy. We'd love to have you. Great time to join. Try us out. It's only $10 to try us out for the first month. I know you're going to love it. You'll love the community there, the classes, the courses. And also, again, if you want just, you're trying to learn something very specific, we've got a lot of courses over there under training. And as always, Academy Voices is a great place to help you get work. So we got a really cool thing going on. So check that out. So scheduling, so let's talk about the scheduling. So, a lot of people are working full-time jobs. When I started, I worked a full-time job. So I literally, and I had two kids, I and my wife and I had to go to work. I'd get home around 5 or 6. We'd make dinner. We'd play with the kids. We'd put them to bed, spend an hour or two together. I put my wife to bed and I would stay up from about 10 to 11 p.m. until about 2 or 3 in the morning. And I did that for about 2 or 3 years. It was hard. Now I worked more on the weekends, of course, because I had that time free, but it was tough, but it's what I had to do. It was where I found time in my schedule. And I was able then to spend about 4 or 5 hours a day. So the first thing you got to do is figure out how much time do you have a day to spend. Okay. And also, on top of that, how much time do you have? What's the most important thing that you have to do every day? So the most important thing you have to do every single day as a voice actor, no matter what, is to get work. Now, I know that might seem silly. Of course, we're trying to get voiceover work. But what do I mean by that? A little deeper into that is auditioning. Doing things that will specifically yield you work the quickest way. Because you could argue, well, I need to make my website. That'll get me work someday. That's true. I need to build, I need to brand myself on social media. That'll get me work someday. That is true. All of those are true, but those are very long-term type of, projects. They take years, literally. And auditioning, getting work, as soon as possible, is what we want to always have that focus being. So I want you to think of like an 80-20 rule, right? So 80% of your effort should be on auditioning and trying to get work now, and 20% should be on building the back end of your business. Okay. Your education, your, starting to work on your website, starting to work on all these other things. In fact, I wouldn't even work on your website until we have, how we teach it, right, is we have a progression. We talked about that. I talked about that on one of the coffee times recently, right? But we have a progression that we teach at Academy, at VO Journey Academy. And so we get to our website in the middle of that progression. We don't start there because of the time it takes. So you want to really get auditioning, and a great place to start, which I talked about this morning in coffee time, was ACX. Places where they have a low barrier of entry. Okay, you can use a pseudonym, so it's a great place to start, and you're not going to, sully your name if you're not that very good, and you're gonna, it's a great place to try. All right, it's not you're not gonna make a fortune there, but it is a good place to get going. Academy Voices is another good place to get going. It's because you can audition. You don't need to have demos, and you can put up demos through your auditioning, right? Especially like on ACX, you can use that profile that you have to upload your auditions, and that's another way that you can be offered contracts. So taking the schedule that you have and utilizing every moment of it so that you can get work is the most important thing, okay? And I will tell you this, it can be messy. And what I mean by that is it's not going to be perfect, meaning, you're going to fall. You're going to mess up. It's going to feel like, gosh, I got nothing done. I was able, I had an hour for lunch. That's all I have. And I was able to get 3 or 4 auditions in. It doesn't feel like much. That's a lot. That's good, right? Part of this also is not only you just getting the auditions and doing the work, doing that, but it's also training you for down the road, right? Because no matter what, I want you to wrap your mind around it. You have got to continuously audition, continuously put yourself out there while you're working. So let's say tomorrow you had like 10 jobs in your queue and you had to work on them. You cannot stop auditioning. You cannot stop. So what that means is you have to divide your schedule then. When we get to that point, right, where you've got a chunk of time for working on the projects that you have and a chunk of time that you always spend on auditioning and getting work. Now, a quick caveat to this is, what about if you're just starting and you're putting yourself up on a platform? What does that count? You know what I mean? Like, what does that count as if you're putting yourself up on a platform? That counts as that 20% of working on your business. You've got to get yourself up there. And I would say, you know what, made me think of Willy Wonka. All right, stop, erase that, go back. I would say early on, it's going to be more than 20% of your time building out those first parts of like putting yourself up on freelance platforms, you know what I mean? Like Fiverr and Upwork, Voquent, these places where, you can get yourself on them. But in order to be on those, right, you have to have demos. And that's why I'm saying that building the demos takes some time, because not only do you need your training, okay, so you need to be trained, you need to make sure that you can do these different demo spots, okay, you also need to have them produced. And yes, you produce them? Yes, but if you're going to produce them, you need training for that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? You're just not going to wake up one day and be like, I can produce a demo on my own. All right. You can learn. Absolutely. And, you can put something out. Will it be the best? No, it won't be the best at that moment. But that's sort of point I'm trying to talk to you, saying is that we want to make sure at any given time, you are auditioning as much as you can in places that are right for you at that moment in your career, so you have an opportunity to get work while simultaneously you are working on the back end of building your business for the long term. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But no matter what, if you get anything out of this, get started with whatever your schedule is. If you have an hour a day, okay, that hour has to be utilized solely for you getting work. You don't have much time to do anything else. If you have 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, we have more time to audition, and then we have a little more time to work on our other side. Now, you might have an hour a day during the week, and then you've got 4 or 5 hours on the weekends. Monday, Saturday, and Sunday. Utilize those times to do more auditions in and to start working on building some of the back end of your business. Okay, like starting to put yourself up on platforms. But here's the little thing. The time it's going to take you to learn how to do that stuff will take a lot of time unless you shortcut some of that, right, and get education somewhere. So that's why education will launch you faster than almost anything else you'll do, because, right, the more you know and the faster you learn it, the less time you have to spend acquiring that knowledge on your own, right? And so that's a big benefit, I think, of being a part of a community, an academy, or something that teaches you that. So, all right, look, so I hope that this has helped you kind of wrap your mind around what you should be working on and the schedule. No matter what your schedule is, whether you don't have a lot of time or you have a lot of time, you've got to take what you have, all right, and make the most of it. And what you do in that time, all right, is either auditioning or education. Those are the two most important things that you do within the little bit of time that you have. And and then on the side note is you're always looking for extra time. And early on, the reality of it is you're going to have to probably work during times that are not ideal, meaning later night or early in the morning, right? Especially if you have like family and you have jobs and stuff, you're going to have to work in times where you don't have to be at the job and your family's sleeping. Especially if you have little kids. When I was first starting my business, I had little kids, so they were, so when they were awake, I mean, I couldn't get any work done. We had a very small house, so it wasn't like I could be on the other end of the house or something. So it's important to try to find that time. Another thing, you're going to be exhausted. You're going to be exhausted. That's why I was saying early on, this is messy. It's not easy because you're effectively creating a whole nother, you're creating a business from nothing. You're creating another job in your business on top of the full-time jobs you already have, because you might have a full-time job. You might have a full-time job as a parent. You might have a full-time job as a spouse. There's a lot of jobs we work, and you're basically creating a whole new one that takes time. Do you know what I mean? So if you see people moving like ahead of you too, all right, quicker, and literally could be that they have more time. That's okay. I didn't move as fast as I would have liked to because I didn't have as much time but that's okay because you will make it up. It will happen if you're doing the right things too. So remember, the little bit of time you have can go a lot further than other people who have a lot more time if you are doing the right things. Okay, which we've talked about. Auditioning is number one. Auditioning, starting on ACX is a great place to start. Again, you're not going to get rich there. It's not going. You're not winning awards. But it's a fantastic place to start. You can make some money. Get your name, or you can use a pseudonym too. So again, if you're brand new and you don't want to sully your name, if you think you want to do something, use a pseudonym. You can do that as well. All right, you don't have to worry that you're going to ruin something. You're not going to ruin your business. Okay, you're not. So I hope this has helped. Do what you can with what you have. Don't beat yourself up if you only have a little bit of time every day or once a week or twice a week. Do what you can within that time and build up. All right. And as you earn more money, as money starts to come in, hopefully it can free up more time for you to go, down to part-time, and eventually, right, become full-time if that's your goal. Okay. So I hope this has helped. Leave some comments below, about your journey so far, what you're seeing, what's your schedule like, what you've done, if you've overcome that, or if you're just starting out and you've got questions. So, and check out, I'm telling you, the education part is paramount to your success. Paramount. All right. So make sure you check out VO Journey Academy. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.